Awesome. We're back here on Music Highway at Rockstar. I just was in with Christina Cantu, and we just listened to a track by Tom Turner. I'm in the studio with Yvette, and Yvette's running the board today. It looks like Kat's outside roaming around. Catzilla is the founder of Stiletto Broadcasting, and we're happy that you have tuned in today to the awesome show and listened to all that poetry. And now I have in the room with me Grifters and Shills, Rebecca and John Stoll. They're actually a couple, which is really cool. They're married, and they make music together. And I don't know if you've ever heard people who are married make music together, but they have a special kind of a bond together that bonds their music and gives them a really, really unique sound. And, of course, I guess since you guys live together, you practice together. And it shows.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah. So welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's great having you both here on Music Highway. You want to tell the listeners a little bit about your music. What's the genre? You want to tell us about it?
Sure, yeah. We call it roots music, which is kind of a loose amalgamation. We draw from a lot of the old-time kind of traditional style, and then we use that to write our original stuff. And so in addition to our originals, we'll also take some of the traditionals and rework them.
And make them your own.
Add a chorus, add another verse.
Right.
I guess it's kind of presumptuous, but we enjoy it, and it keeps them alive and keeps them modern.
Yeah, your music is really upbeat. And so what is the instrumentation in your music? Because you guys are always playing different instruments.
Yeah, and we we realize when we write new songs and we end up writing on a different instrument, we realize at that point that, oh no, we got to carry this new instrument with us everywhere now.
Right.
So there's always that angle. But our instrumentation, Rebecca plays ukulele, a small bass guitar, and harmonica, and of course kazoo. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Fancy
How many
stuff.
people play kazoo?
Oh,
Right.
I hope not many.
And then I play flat top acoustic guitar, and resonator guitar, and banjo in a couple different styles, and then a homemade cigar box guitar.
Right. And what about the foot drum? You play that too.
It's
pretty amazing.
Yes, and that has evolved a lot over the years. It used to be a big stomp box rig, and then I guess I just got a little older and got tired of carrying it. It's now this tiny little chunk of wood with a pickup in it.
Oh, cool. Did you create that yourself? Because
I
it's
did not.
So cool. Did you buy it like that?
I did. I bought it straight off the shelf. It was super cheap.
Where does that come from?
It came from the internet. The wild, wild world of Amazon, I'm sure, is where it came from.
Oh, really? So it didn't come from a music store. It just came somewhere on Amazon. Someone probably made it.
That's probably what it was.
Awesome,
and I saw it, and it was cheap, and it weighs a half a pound, and that appealed to me, so I just kind of grabbed it. And then I also found this really cheap mini tambourine that you can strap onto your foot, and so we started doing that. And
I know that when you're playing, it's like he's playing 5 things at once. It's the most amazing thing you've ever seen. So get your butts down here and listen to John and Rebecca. They're going to be playing live from 3 to 5 p.m. and they're pretty amazing to watch. And all this instrumentation that they use really is super cool. I love the way you guys change and go in and out of instrumentation. It's really super cool to get all those cool sounds from 2 people. Yeah. So know when you're listening today from 3 to 5 to John and Rebecca that it's just the 2 of them making all those crazy sounds. And it's so amazing. I remember the first time I ever saw you with that stomp box, I was like, oh my God, how is he keeping rhythm and playing that guitar on a different rhythm? And oh my gosh, the things you guys do.
I got to try to keep up with her. She writes these songs that are so good.
He's insane. We're a 2-person, 1-man band, I think.
Well, the writing is important. So if you guys work together and that's how it works, then that's how it works. You know what I mean? If you're writing the lyrics and he's writing the music, then hey, to me, that sounds like a pretty good match. So you want to tell us a little bit more about the genre of your music? You told me that you're doing kind of redoing some stuff.
Yeah, it's roots
what about
music.
the songs that you write, though? What are they about?
We draw on a lot of different inspirational themes, I guess. I realized last night that we were playing a show, and I was kind of looking at what we were playing. I'm like, we write a lot of songs that involve, heartache and death,
sadness.
But I don't consider us we're not emo people. We're not. we're pretty cheery. I don't think anyone would call us downers. But I don't know. We try to draw on things that are real life. We draw from things that have happened to us that we've experienced. We don't write a lot of fiction.
I love truth. Willie always said, truth in a song is a key to a song, and a story, a good story, And I think, if you have a good story, then you have a good song.
Exactly.
And people really want to hear about live truthful stories, too. I was just speaking with all of the poets, and they were telling me that some of them drew their poetry, and a couple of them were true life stories. And I really think that true life stories are where it's at. And if you have a really good story, then you probably have a really good song.
I think so, too. I think it gives people something to connect to because they've also experienced these real life things.
Of course.
So,
and when they can connect to what you've written.
Exactly.
Then that... Yeah, it's a lot.
Right.
It is. It's hard to lie. You have to keep up with it.
It's hard to keep up with
it. Pain.
Well, and some of what we do as well, it's the word of mouth tradition. How songs are handed down word of mouth, and these days anybody can put a song on YouTube, and it's there for other people to see. So that's kind of the new way that songs are handed down word of mouth.
Right.
But word of mouth means people coming together. And there's these universal things that all of us go through. It doesn't matter where you fall politically, where you fall religious. None of that matters.
Right.
It's a unifying thing to come together and talk about the things that we all face.
And music does bring people together in just that. It does. It brings people together. It brings them to their own problems that maybe realizing someone else has had them too. It does. Music has a great way of bringing the world together.
And that's important. That's so important to us. We talk about it every chance we get. Is that it seems to be more important every year to come together and have a few drinks. If you do that and share some songs and maybe share a meal and have that time together.
Right. So we've been over your genre. Let's see. How long have you two been playing together? I wanted to ask you that because I know I've known you both since before you were married. You were married to someone else, and you were married to someone else. And then all of a sudden,
married, but yeah.
and then all of a sudden, and then all
that's
of a
another
sudden,
show.
That's the whole first album.
Yeah, listen to our first album.
Yeah,
It's great.
that's the first album. And then you guys got together, and I remember when you got together, but I don't know how many years that's been since you guys were married.
We met in 2008, and we're in a different band then. And eventually spun off from that doing our own thing. I guess we really started getting it going in sometime late 2009.
Late 9, yeah.
So,
Right. So you guys have been playing together since 2009.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And wow, I mean, you guys are really amazing together. So where do you guys record now?
We're currently recording at home. So we're fortunate to find an old house down in the Clear Lake area, southeast of town. And this old house had one of those formal living and formal dining rooms, which normally you look at that and maybe you think, what am I going to do with this? And I saw a studio right away.
we're gonna record in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, and it's a kind of a closed floor plan, so it's really like closed off, and so it's a perfect studio. So we have it set up. We're actually recording right now. For an album that we'll put out in about June. So we have it all set up at home, and we have kind of a minimum of gear, just a couple of good mics and a couple of good preamps, and then we record everything into the computer, and we don't do...
what program do you use to record?
We're using Cakewalk Sonar, which I am enjoying a lot. I've used Pro Tools a lot as well, and Nuendo and previous iterations of recording.
Right.
But I like Cakewalk Sonar right now, mostly because I've already got it, and I didn't have to spend any money to go get something else.
So you engineer everything as well, and
Yes.
mix everything yourself?
We do.
Wow, I'm impressed. Because I've heard your albums. They sound really good. I mean, I would not have known you didn't do it at Sugar Oil.
Yeah, our previous album, we did have a friend of ours produced it, and he helped us record it.
No, who was that?
That was a guy named Brad Sales.
Okay.
And
Now, is he out there too in the Bay Area?
He is in...
He's in Kingwood.
That's
in Kingwood. Kingwood, my old home stomping ground.
Yeah.
Kingwood.
But he's a great guy. He did us a solid. He really, really helped us on the last album. And we recorded it in a farmhouse in way West Texas. He took a mobile rig out there, and we did the whole thing in a week.
Now, is that where those lovely farmhouse pictures came from, too?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, those photographs.
Yeah.
I saw those photographs of you there. It looked like just the perfect place to, like, do your kind of music.
Oh,
It was great.
It was a great fit.
Yeah, it was like a backdrop, a perfect backdrop or
and
something.
your cell phones don't work out there. There's no coverage, and so you're just like...
I know, you're like
It's
out there
beautiful.
just
Nearest
jamming some
grocery
music.
store is 40 miles away. So, yeah, it was a little compound for a little while.
Awesome. So how long did it take you to make that album?
That album we made in a week. Most of it was done in a week, and then we had another couple of sessions to kind of glue some parts together. So it probably took about 2 weeks over the course of a couple of months.
Right. So you guys have some new releases coming out. You want to tell me about those?
Sure, yeah. In June, we'll release kind of a compilation of traditional songs that we have been working on, and consistently people have asked us, hey, do you have that on a record? And we say no. So we decided it's time to change that. And so we'll put that out in June. We're having a lot of fun exploring these colors and these expressions. And then sometime next year, we'll do another release of all originals.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We're looking forward to seeing where that's going to go.
Awesome. Can you tell me the names of some of the songs that are on this new album?
Yeah, we've got a few.
Can we get a sneak peek of some sort?
we're just bringing them out too, so they're very fresh and they're very raw, and so we're giving them the live audience treatment now, so they're ready. We've got one called Hell and High Water. We've got one called Wishing Well. Last Leaf Has Fallen. So these are all new. Probably no one has heard of them yet.
Are you going to do any of them today?
Live. Yeah, we'll do a few of them today.
Awesome.
And we'll do the one called Keeping Score where she plays the kazoo.
That's
She's
fancy.
a professional.
That's fancy.
I can't
when
wait.
you hear it, don't try it at home.
I
More
can't wait.
complicated than it looks.
I can't wait to hear that. And what is your release date for this new album?
The new one, so the album we'll put out this year, which is just gospels and traditionals, that's going to be sometime in June.
Okay.
The all original album will be sometime next year.
Oh, next year.
That's all I'm going to say.
So it's going to take you a year.
Yeah,
on the
we're
other
going to
one.
do the full publicity run and all that. So
That's
we're
cool.
We're
And then you'll
allowing
have a
time for that.
CD release party and all that
Exactly.
stuff takes time. I know to get it all together. You guys have some upcoming shows that you wanted to talk about. Do you have?
We do. We've got a bunch.
Yeah, let's hear what they are. Just shoot them all out at me. Where they're at, maybe where they're at, and what the place is, what time you play. How about that?
So this Wednesday down at the Drink of Ages with John Denman, our friend there, 8 o'clock on Wednesday. It's a radio live show interview and lots of beer there.
Awesome.
March 2nd is our Thursday, our premier Americana showcase. We'll have Charles Bryant with us, and we do that at EQ Heights, and that's the first Thursday of every month. And then this weekend, we'll be live on KBTX TV, which is in the Bryan College Station Market, at 4 o'clock, and then we'll play downtown Bryan on the streets right about 6:30. And Saturday, I guess that's March 4th, Brazos Valley Farmers Market all morning, and then the New Republic Brewery in College Station all night. So kind of a big weekend next weekend.
Wow.
And then digging in, we got March 8th will be at JP Hopp's house. March 10th will be at Union Tavern. And then we kind of get into some farmers market shows. March 12th at Bridgeland in Cypress. The 19th of March in Galveston, Galveston's own farmers market. If any listeners are in the Galveston area, please, that market is something you will never forget. It's run by some of the most beautiful people in the world. Then in the end of the month, we'll be at Chelsea Wine Bar twice. One for a songwriter showcase on a Wednesday and one for a feature act on Saturdays.
Awesome, boy! You guys are rocking and rolling, aren't you?
It's really picked up this year. Yeah, we're kind of I check in with the calendar every couple days because I don't actually know what we're doing. So,
right. But I can tell you sure get up there and do it.
Oh, we love it. We love it. You have to love it.
Was there anything else that you guys wanted to discuss today?
I first just want to thank you, Robin, and all the guys that are helping out here for doing this.
This is an amazing place, isn't it?
This is beautiful.
What do you guys think of Rockstar?
It's beautiful.
It's
We're
beautiful.
so excited to finally see it in person.
Really cool venue. Really cool studio room for Stiletto.
Absolutely.
It has really great art, and Vina has done a really great job, Vina Ashley, at being the wonderful curator for all the art here that you see. And she works really hard to set this up every month and has a few shows also in the small gallery in between where some artists get to leave their work all month. Nice. So, try to come out and support her in her endeavor of all this wonderful art. And, of course, we have music, live music. Next month we have John and Maria Moss coming.
Oh, very good.
Wonderful.
Good friends of ours.
So we're pretty excited to have them next month. They're really cool people, and I know you guys know them. You know them well, and so we're excited to have them. But it's been great having you in the studio room, and I want the listeners to stay tuned in because from 3 to 5 p.m., these two lovely people who I've just interviewed, John and Rebecca Stoll, them and their music will be rocking. Their stage name is Grifters and Shills. And they're going to be rocking from 3 to 5 p.m. So we hope you'll stay tuned in. And I think Yvette, was there anything else you wanted to say, Rebecca? Did you have?
I think
something
John
else?
said it all. So,
all
but
right.
we're just happy to be here.
Do you feel like we've covered everything that we needed to cover in the room?
I do. I just would again like to express my appreciation to everybody listening, and to everybody here for giving artists like us a chance.
I know what it was.
To put our music.
I know what it is. Where can they find your music? We
Oh,
need to do
that details.
Let's do that.
We're all over the web. We do all the social media stuff. We're not great at it, but we do have it.
Right.
But our website, griftersandshills.com,
Okay.
we have links to all of our social media. You can buy our albums. You can look at pictures of us and stalk us, and we really enjoy that. So.
Right on. So look up Grifters and Shills, and that's Grifters in the and symbol, and Shills SHILLS. So check them out on Facebook. Do you guys have a .com or?
We do, yeah.
Okay, and what's that .com?
Grifters and Shills, spell out the word and.
.com.
So I'm actually going to look. GRIFTERS
A-N-D. Okay.
SHILLS.